Welcome back, people. Today is going to be a special one because I want to do something amazing. I want to try another first script to do something amazing with. And when I looked at it on screen watching the film recently, I thought, wow, that looks like Unisol, that looks like the Celtic script. I thought, I've done that and I quite like the Unisol. That's why I built this template. And this template should be 2 nibwhips for the ascenders, 2 nibwhips for the descenders, and 5 for the body height, and it matches this pen, which is the 1mm, something of that nature anyway. So either way, that should do. There's my other pen, which I did a special on. I think it's still got plenty of ink in, people. I've already used it. I've done a little bit of bits, but I actually do. I love this thing. Get yourself an ink converter, and if your fountain pen can take an ink converter, use it. It's fantastic. I don't know what it is about it. It just feels a lot nicer. There's a lot more weight in the pen as well by using it. I don't know if that makes any difference. I don't know, but it just feels like a nicer pen to hold in that direction. So there we are. So let's get stuck in. Let me show you the script. The script, of course, the film is Lord of the Rings, and the script I'm using or going for is Uniron. The script on the map, it's our Middle Earth, the map of Middle Earth, is Uniron. And I think there's another typeface on there. They call it a typeface, but script. But if you look very closely at this, people, I'm going to try to hold it up to camera. If you look very closely at that funny looking D, if you've watched my previous videos, that looks very much like got a little tiny curve at the top there. See it curving round? So there is little differences, but it looks almost like Unisol and the Celtic combined with a little bit of changes here or a little bit of changes there. So I'm thinking, yeah, this template will do. Let's do Uniron. And I'm going to set this up like this. Let me move that pen out of the way. Let's just get stuck straight in. Let's not mess about. Come on, come on now. Come on. Thank you. Stay there, son. Thank you. You've got me A. You can see where the A is. So when I combine, just check my pen works again. Yeah. So here's my new formed A. There's my new formed A using this pen. I then pick up this pen and have my first ever try at Uniron. And it's got like a funny, it's got a funny thing on it, and it's got this, it almost goes flat to flat. You see it? It goes flat, it goes over, down, and goes flat. And then this line that goes down, the second, I'm going to assume is the second stroke, it goes down hard and then curves before you actually touch the line, and then comes back on itself and goes up and touches it. So there's that like A gap, and a little A gap. So let's give that a go. I'm analysing it and breaking it down, people. So I'm going to do a straight bit, come down to a straight bit. Okay, it's not brilliant because I think you're going to have to put like that. Another one. Okay, not the best first try, but I think this comes down, and before you come up, you give it that. So you're gonna have to go down a bit. You're gonna have to put in a little thing in there and bring that down as a second stroke. Let's try that one again with the paper. The paper isn't the best paper. Hopefully you can see that. Let's go at a bit of a more angle. then down hard and curve before the end. Try one more, people. Oh, here we go, people. And then we go down hard. And before you get there, you start to curve, keeping at that angle. I like it. Now, if I can get this right, this little, that'll do. That'll do. Ish. That'll do ish. So I'm going to carry on learning these scripts of Uniron and try my best to try and match it the best I can. Come on. So there's my script I'm going to be going off bit by bit, chunk by chunk. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to produce a map of Middle Earth. That means drawing. So this particular part, you'll see all this complete with me trying each of the letters. That will happen in a minute. But I wanted to repurpose. I've had these. Let me zoom out for a second. That is out. Okay. Let me try and move the camera a little bit. Come on. A little bit. There we are. So these picture frames, these photographs I took a long time ago, I entered these two. One was of Hawkston Valleys in a standard frame, and then the second picture was, of course, of London on a trip I went there for. And again, this is in landscape. That's in portrait. So I'm thinking to myself, taking these little things off in the corners, yeah, putting some rope at the back, switching it that way, and then I can then repurpose this frame and put the map of Middle Earth inside here. I've got to measure all that out, got to clean things up. There's lots of dust and a little bit of dirt and grime that goes on the window, on the glass itself. The backs are, well, it's basically nice, you know. It's got these little things there we can do stuff. But yeah, this is of Hawkston Valleys, and the idea between the two photographers, the yin and yang of nature, which you see here, and you can call that the yin, and we'll call this the yang, the hardness of the photograph of inside, you know, an industrial city called London. But we were also studying the classics like Salvador Dali, looking at Turner and bits and bobs. But Turner stuck in my head because of these, how red it is. Do you know what I mean? How red the all the red bits in this photograph. And it was such a perfect moment. All of these arms were in the right position. I thought, quick, take a photograph. I looked at it, squared it off, and it looked good in my eyes. It's not the most beautifulest photograph you've ever looked at, but the meanings behind everything. What you'll see in this photograph is no nature. There's nature is not in this photograph. Nature is in this photograph, and that was the yin and yang of it. And what we need to do in our societies and around the world is a good balance of this and this together. And what we've got then is we've got perfect harmony, because we need places like this to live and work and breathe and blah blah blah, and we need this thing to cleanse ourselves and have a bit of enriching our soul, because that's what nature does. It also, if we plant the right trees and shrubs, it enriches the environment. So having a good fine balance between the yin and the yang, where we want to live, we can then find a balance, and we need a balance. And that was the idea between these photographs. Well, that's finished with, and I want to turn this thing over that way and put a map of Middle Earth in here with the script of Uniron. So let's see if we can achieve that. So in the next, for me, for the next an hour or two, I'm going to be filling this sheet out of Uniron. So in a flash, when I go 1, 2, 3, this sheet will be filled, and we'll do some final thoughts. and then in the final part, which will be coming out in the next few weeks or days even, I will start to do the map of Middle Earth from Lord of the Rings, hopefully with this script, if I can master it. If I can't master it, I won't do it, but I'm determined to at least produce something I'm happy with, and I've got a little bit of, yeah. So, are you ready? This thing will be filled in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, people. Yeah, done it. It's tough, people. It's real tough. Some of these lines, they got like, I've researched what that, remember that first ever letter that you saw me do as a representation, the A? At the top there, you got this like little funny, you got like a funny thing that goes from the top. So it's flat at the top, and you got this extra bit there before the down. They call that like a serif or something of that nature. So it must be you do it flat first with the whatever broad nib you're using. So you form that, then go back in when you've done the down bit, and then you put a serif in to fill out the body for this bit of the A at the top. You may need to put a little bit of a serif at the bottom of that as well. It's a funny script with no direction. I'm doing this cold. But as my first ever attempt, people, you know what I mean? The Uniron script is very closely related to other types of scripts I've had a go at. But I'm liking this. I think I've got a bit of confidence. I'm going to practice the hell out of this script and take each letter in turn again and redo it again in my own time, and hopefully not master it, but get it to a degree where I feel comfortable with it. After that, I then start to put this script, or I've got to draw the map, do all that stuff. So in the next part, I'm going to be using also these pens. This is, I think, 1.5 nib. Let me move this script out of the way. This is a 1.5 nib. I think this is the 1mm nib, and this is the 0.5 nib. So what my intention is to get black ink. Okay, get black ink, one black ink cartridge for the Shafier pen. Clean all three up and get them cleaned up. Throw the purple away. And then just use the same cartridge in all three to produce the map of Middle Earth. Or I could do it in the sense of the taper nib or the Mitchell nib and dip with the Summy ink. So hopefully you've enjoyed this part, and you come back to the second part, which is either going to be in the next few days or a week to 2 weeks from now. I'd like to achieve the goal. Let me move that out of the way. I'd like to achieve the goal inside here, the map of Middle Earth, in this frame with stuff, you know, like a rope or a wire hanging at the back, and then give this as a present to someone who I know loves Lord of the Rings. So that's going to be done on top quality watercolour paper. All that in the next part, and I want to say thanks for watching, and if you're excited like me, come back to see me do the map and add all the places of Middle Earth to the map and inside the frame too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in part 2. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, bye now.